Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 24th. It is 6:25 right now. We got market opening up in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Um, all right, so it looks like people are joining in right now. So as you guys join in, I'm going to be kind of in the background doing some stuff on my laptop. My unfortunately my laptop updated last night, and for some reason it pretty much deleted my whole NinjaTrader app. So I had to reinstall NinjaTrader, and I'm trying to put everything back in. So I'll be analyzing, but you might see me kind of doing stuff off the side. I'm just going to be updating my NinjaTrader while we analyze stuff. So just to give you guys a heads up. Sorry, we got market opening up shortly in about 3 minutes. Man, it's such a pain having to like put everything back up. It's so much work. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 24th. It is 6:29 right now. We got market opening up in a few moments. Breakout for today is looking like it's going to be a sell if anybody's looking to take it. Like I said earlier, if you guys are just joining in, I ran into some issues with my laptop today. Uh, unfortunately, my laptop updated overnight and it pretty much corrupted my entire NinjaTrader. So I'm reinstalling NinjaTrader, my copier, all that stuff. I'll be doing that in the background while we're analyzing the charts. And I'll try to get this thing all situated before any trades come up. So if you guys are looking to take the breakout for today is going to be a sell. If you guys looked at my daily outlook for the day, today's key market bias is going to be bullish with caution. Rationale is price is currently trading near 43,162, which is above the prior close, and VWAP with strong structure over major EMAs and volume support at 42,900. So we'll probably be looking for some buys today. Also later at, I believe 7 o'clock, Powell's going to be speaking. He'll be having his testimony today. So with that said, that's going to be the main things we'll be looking for. So we'll keep looking for opportunities here for entry. Market is now open, guys. I'm going to mark up the opening price right there. And we are good to go. So market is now open. Price came down, pretty much swept right here at the intraday resistance. This would have been an area where I would have looked to take a sweep for that buy. Unfortunately, it just wasn't time for me to take entry right now because, like I said, my Ninja Trader is all screwed up, so I have to set it up. But if you guys did take this here as a sweep at this liquidity, looks like it already hit 30 points right there, straight to TP. This right here was liquidity sitting exactly on top of the intraday resistance, which was a Globex high and local exhaustion. So right here would have been a sweep that I personally would have been looking for if I had opportunity to take that trade there. Other than that, we'll look for possible MPS V2s. We currently have a sell signal right here. Retracement confirmation will be this red candle. So if this candle here closes red, this will be a possible MPS V2 for a sell. If you guys want to take it at your own risk. Like I said earlier, guys, bias for today is probably going to be a buy. So might take a little bit of some cautious analysis with sells. But if you guys want to take this MPS V2, I will mark it up for you guys here. Candle's going to close in about 10 seconds. It just has to close red. If it closes red, it's going to be an MPS V2. If it doesn't close red, no MPS V2 there yet. So yeah, again, while we analyze here, I'll be in the background kind of trying to set up my Ninja. See, Rashida's asking, did the breakout hit? I don't think so. I don't think the breakout hit, or at least let's see if it's still running. So breakout ran from right here, 6:30. Breakout was for a sell. I think it hit stop loss today. Actually, it's still technically running right now. So the breakout is still technically running, it looks like. I mean, it would have been tricky because my bias for today was a buy, so I probably wouldn't have looked to take the sell. But yeah, it looks like it didn't hit for today. If you guys haven't looked at the daily outlook, just make sure to take a look at this in the morning, guys, because usually if like the outlook is not aligned with the breakout, I probably would recommend to not take the breakout. Or if you do plan on taking the breakout, like wait for confluence first or confirmation. Yeah, because everything over here kind of pointed towards buys for today, just with regards to like the news and like stuff like that. Because Powell's going to speak today too, and I think we're going to have that pre-news or pre-Powell movement where they're going to be expecting markets to be bullish. Because for Powell's testimony today and tomorrow, he's going to be discussing the interest rates. He already confirmed that we're going to have two cuts coming for this year. So it's going to have to be good news regardless, because we're halfway through the year. So the cuts are probably going to have to happen maybe towards the end of summer and then probably towards the end of fall. Probably not in the winter. The cuts never really happen in the winter. But I think a lot of the bullish push here is going to be it's going to be pre-news or pre-Powell movement. So let's see. CJ said that first sweep happened before I could set my pending order. Yeah, it was pretty quick. Man, I was looking at it this morning. I was getting ready to set it up, but like I said earlier, I have to unfortunately, I have to fix my Ninja. That would have been a really good entry though. So let me go ahead and finish setting this up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll keep going between screens right now. I'm trying to fix my Ninja at the moment, but I'll keep going between screens to make sure everything is sorted out. Man, it's so weird that it cut my it cut out all my old stuff. Not really, it's not even my old stuff. It was just okay, I'm having a little bit of an error. Here's my thing. All right. It's weird that it's still on the June contracts. All right, there's nothing here right now, guys. If you guys are looking to take entry, there's still no entry here yet. You're looking for the setups here to come up. Technically, there's an MPSV2 here that's currently running right now, guys. So there's an MPSV2 that's currently running right here. Again, like I said earlier, I'm not really looking for sells. I'm looking for buys here because my bias for today is bullish. My key market bias today is bullish, mainly because of price action, plus Powell's going to be speaking later at 7 o'clock. I'll mark this up over here. So if I look for any sweeps here, my sweeps are mainly going to happen, I mean, around this lower area right here. There's not really too much for me to work with, to be honest, with regard to sweeps because there's not any confluences up here. Let me scroll out a little bit. We'll go to the 5 minute. So looking at the 5 minute over here, if you see where price is currently at, the next resistance is like way up here. So I'm not really looking for entries until price gets up here or if price comes down here because the support's down here as well. So looking at current price, which is right here, the support is about 200 points away and the next resistance is about 100 points away. So if price does push up any higher, I'll be looking for possible opportunities for sweep up top, which is going to be right here. So if you guys want to take MPSV2s in that direction, ideally that's kind of what I'd be looking for. Look for MPSV2s to come up, push to the upside right here. And then when they do push to the upside, I'll look for that possible sweep right here. So this is probably where I'll be looking for the next opportunity for sweep. The only problem with taking a sweep up here, guys, is that Powell's going to be speaking at 7 o'clock, right? So right here, I have this dotted blue line. This is where Powell starts to speak. Powell's going to say good things about the economy, so you definitely want to be careful about taking trades against his testimony, of course. So just kind of pay attention, guys. If you want to keep your risk low, keep your risk pretty low or half your risk. For me, I'm still taking a third of my risk right now, so I'm not necessarily taking the full amount. Let's see, Brock said, morning shot. Did you manage to test bootcamp for Mac? It could be a way of avoiding the kind of inconsistencies of how Windows pull upgrades. No, I've used bootcamp before. I don't like it though, because it's not native. So like the thing with that is like if my bootcamp crashes, then I'm like totally screwed because I can't even pull up NinjaTrader at all. So I've tried to use bootcamp before. It's kind of laggy. I don't really like it that much. That's why I use the native, but I agree. It is kind of annoying with my laptop with these updates. I turn off the updates. I don't know why it still updates. I don't think you can completely turn off updates. It might just be like temporary. But I did have them off for a while, so I didn't have any problems. And then all of a sudden, this morning, I woke up and like my computer was updated already, and yeah, it just kind of screwed everything up. So I don't even remember how to roll over the contracts because I had everything automated. Like all my settings on NinjaTrader are all gone. So I gotta update this. Historical data. No, it's not that. Database management. There we go. Okay, I'm on the September contract. Now, the only problem I have here is my copier that you can't add on for some reason. Where's add-ons? Should I reset? All right, let's give this one more shot. All right, so price is pretty much super, super bullish right now, guys. As you can see, price is pushing up. Like I said, I would probably recommend sticking to buys today. My bias for today is playing out perfect, right? So like earlier this morning, I posted this outlook. I said key market bias is bullish with caution. This was spot on. It's pretty bullish right now. So I'd be looking for buys here, guys, not really sells. Again, if you guys want to take an MPSV2, we currently have a buy signal. If this red candle closes as a retracement, we may have possible opportunity for buy to follow. So look out for that MPSV2. If we do get an MPSV2 here for a buy, this will push up towards the sweep. So if you want to hit this both ways, you can. You can push it to the upside with the MPSV2, and then as price comes back down, you can take the sweep right back to the downside. So if you guys are looking to take this, I'll mark it up for you guys. I'm going to be following it here. Like Christian said, MPS loading. You need to get a red candle there before you can start looking for that. So just keep that in mind, guys. Make sure that you guys are sticking to the rules here. Okay, I'm almost there, and I need to now set up my NinjaTrader ID. Um, all right, guys, no MPSV2 yet. Again, we have a buy signal here. We're looking for that retracement candle. Once we get that retracement candle, we'll be looking for price to continue pushing up. Again, if you guys are just joining in, sorry guys, there's last night I had unfortunately my computer updated by itself, and then I had to reconnect everything. So right now I'm in the background trying to fix up my laptop so I can execute trades here. Um, which I think is good. So let me go ahead and just make sure everything here is good. Log back in. All right, here's the MPS V2, guys, if anybody's looking to take it. In order for this MPS V2 to confirm, it needs to close as a green candle here. So if this candle closes green, this is going to be an MPS V2. I won't be taking it, unfortunately, because my computer is not set up. If you guys do want to take it, I'm going to mark it up for you guys, and we will follow it here. Trying to set up my NinjaTrader right now so I can start taking trades today. Again, this candle has to close green, guys. If it doesn't close green, there's no MPS V2 there. You have to wait for the candle to actually close green. Thank God I got this thing set up. Okay, my computer is now set up. Now I have to like set up my replicano, and I can possibly start taking trades today. I gotta set up my order quantity. All right, guys, there's no entry there for MPSV2. So we had this big red candle come up. It closed with the sell signal. So there's no MPSV2 here for a buy, guys. You guys can see price is a little choppy at the moment. So there's no entries here right now. We'll look for another buy signal to come up for that MPSV2 to shoot up. Otherwise, if there's no MPSV2 there for a buy, then we'll be looking for possible MPSV2 here for a sell. So we currently have a sell signal, which is pending. If this is the case, we'll look for price to kind of come down, retrace, continue down lower. If that's the case where price continues to drop from here, this may push back down to opening price. So there's no more MPS V2s here for a buy. Next setup is going to be an MPS V2 here for a sell. See, question from Sam. Sam said anything around 43, 119. So there's no confluences around that area. Or actually, let me check. 4119. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. Sam, I was looking at the wrong place. 4119. 41 119. Yeah, so I have a sweep level right there, but there's no confluences around that area, Sam. So there's nothing down here yet. I can check the market profile to see if there's anything around that area for structure. Here, I'll take a look real quick. Let's go over here to the 30-minute market profile. There's a value high right here at 245. So I will put this here. Value high market profile, 290. Yeah, there's nothing really down there, at least not yet. This is going to be value high for the volume. We have the point of control around 193. Yeah, not quite. Don't really see much around there. This is point of control, market profile. 140. Yeah, today's going to be a bit of a tricky day for entries, guys, because we don't really have many confluences around like where we typically would want to look. Value low market profile. Oh, this is volume. And then we got the value low over here at 80. This is going to be the value low market profile. Okay, so with that said, guys, I have a bit more confluences kind of lined up on the chart, but I just don't see anything over here around where me and Sam are looking for. Let's see, PC said 120 could sweep. A 120 sweep could work due to demand in that area. Yeah, so there's other areas here for the bounce. So thanks, PC, for the heads up on that right there. So PC does have a demand zone kind of marked up down here. So there are confluences right here. The closest confluence that I could personally see from my markups are the value low right here, which is the volume value low, which I mean, we could see that, right? You can see over here price kind of drop below it. So if you look at the market profile from earlier today, price actually did come down to that 119. It basically spiked past the value low, which was right here. So it spiked past the value low and then it shot up. So like 119 is like, it's a pretty precise number, but the closest thing that we have to it where price can possibly, bounce off again in the future would be this right here, the value low volume, which it did bounce off here earlier. So we'll kind of see what happens there. There's an MPSV2 that ran through right here, guys. I don't know if anybody else caught it. It just closed on this one. Looks like Sam actually caught it. He got it for 15 points. So there was an MPSV2 that came down right here. It looks like the 30 just got filled. If anybody was able to get into that. Yeah, Christian said I was going to enter that MPSV2, but hesitant because Powell's speaking soon. Yeah, Powell's going to speak in about 10 minutes, guys. His testimony is going to start in a few moments. So it's a little tricky as we get closer to Powell speaking. It looks like what's happening here is price is starting to rebalance. So what I can see here is, from my perspective, is market open right here at this blue line, which is the New York Stock Exchange opening price. Price pushed up, it came back down, and now it's balanced, right? So it pretty much pushed up a little bullish, and then now it came back to where it was originally. Powell's going to speak right here at 7 o'clock. So with that said, I think we have price pretty much balanced before Powell speaks today. So now that price is back here, it's probably going to range and consolidate for a little bit until Powell speaks, and it's probably going to push right back up. Because I do anticipate Powell's tone to be dovish, right? If you look over here, so additional considerations. So these are the news events for today. Powell speaking at 7, consumer confidence for June, and then FDX earnings after close. Considerations over here. It says if Powell signals higher for longer, risk off rotation could drive fast selling into 42,775 support zone. So I don't think that's going to happen. It says here if dovish tone dominates, YM could accelerate into 43,337 quickly with short covering. So with that said, we're expecting price to push back up to this area up here, right? So if Powell's dovish, which I'm expecting him to be dovish, I'm expecting him to not really be he's going to be talking about like the cuts and stuff. If you guys listen to what Powell said last week, basically what Powell said was that we're in a good place. We're in a good place, and we're ready for we're ready for cuts when they're ready to happen. He didn't say when they're going to happen, but he did say that we're in a good place with regard to economy, with also with regard to controlling inflation. So with that being said, just pulling from what Powell said last week and then carrying it over to what he's going to say today, it's going to line up with him giving actual dates for the cuts. So I think he's going to say we're probably going to have a cut towards the end of summer, and then probably going to have a cut towards the end of fall, or we might have two in fall, maybe beginning of fall, second half of fall. But I don't think we're going to have anything in the winter. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Powell's going to be speaking soon in about 8 minutes. He's going to be having his testimony. He'll be speaking today and he'll be speaking tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, so Powell right here is speaking at 7, and then he's speaking again tomorrow at 7 o'clock as well. So just something to keep in mind. I mean, there's not really many opportunities for entry here. There's been two setups today so far. There was a setup over here for a liquidity sweep, and then there was an MPSV2 here for a sell back to the opening price, and then possibly another sweep if price does come back below the open. So if price pulls back below the open here, possibly another sweep to the upside. We're just in a big range. So if you zoom out a little bit, you guys can see here, we're really just in a big range at the moment. So we'll see what happens here. Let me go ahead and finish setting up my Replicano. Forgot what contract sizes I'm using. Let's see. I believe I'm using 6. Now I gotta set up my Replicano. And it's such a hassle setting up your copier when you have so many accounts and they're all like different contract sizes. So I got to do everything here pretty much manually, which is super annoying. Like in situations like this, I wish that that the Ninja Trader platform was on the cloud, because then everything would just kind of be set up already. All right, let me see what my contract sizes were for prior. So looking at current price right now, guys, we currently have price dropping down further. We have price currently sitting at opening price. The next area here for sweep is going to be right here below. There's going to be two levels of sweep, whether you want to take the first level or the second level. The first level right there looks like it just got triggered. The next level is going to be down here. Obviously, for me personally, if I was to take a sweep, I would take the lower level, of course, right? But if you guys want to take the higher level, again, higher level is currently running. The ATR is currently at 22 right now, so I probably would go for a smaller target, maybe 25, maybe even 20 in a sense. Um, so if you guys want to take it, there's two levels of sweep here. There's this first level, and then there's a second level down below. For me personally, I typically go for the second level, usually down here. Sam also mentioned there's an MPSV2 that came up right here. So we had an MPSV2 that came up, and then also A++ right there. So there goes the initial sweep. Looks like it already hit full TP for 20 points, guys. If you guys caught that first sweep. So first sweep right there, already pushed through. Next sweep is probably going to get pushed down further. But that first one is pretty much done with. The second sweep came up right here after it. So here's the thing. If the first sweep already gets filled, I typically don't go for the second sweep. First one already got filled and is pretty much done with. We got Powell speaking in about 3 minutes. So again, the first level of sweep is right here. There's two levels of sweeps, this one right here, and then this one down below. The ATR is currently at 23. So like I said earlier, probably want to take that with a smaller target. It pretty much filled and hit TP on the first candle of touch. This is the next one right here. Obviously, I wouldn't double dip into this position, but ideally, this is probably the next one here. The one after this one is going to be way down here at the 119. So for these sweeps here, guys, I would never recommend doubling up on a position. If the first sweep already hit and it went through, I wouldn't get into the second one. For this one over here, if you want to get into the next sweep, it's probably going to be 119, the same one that me and Sam were talking about earlier. So there's going to be another opportunity for sweep down here. I mean, technically the second level here is still running, but personally, I just wouldn't double dip into a sweep like that. It's usually just one sweep and then you're done with, and you look for the next level, which is going to be down here. All right, with that said, let me finish setting up um finish setting up my replicano. Hmm. I don't remember using this small of a contract size. I mean, it's got to be right. It's in my data or in my history, actually. All right, whatever. I think these are the proper. Thankfully, it has a history here. So I don't have to guess my contract size. All right, so price hasn't pushed down to that lower level yet. That second level of sweep is still technically running. So I'll come back and take a look at that in a few. See, I'll just mark it up right here. So that second level right here is still technically running. It never stopped out. It's pushing up right there. And now we have Powell speaking. Huge spikes on this candle. You guys can see this candle is crazy. It spiked up, then it spiked down. Let me go and mark this up. Here's the crazy thing with Powell. The thing with Powell is he hasn't started speaking yet, but people are already gambling on the movement here. So you guys can see this candle. This candle is huge. Big wicks on the bottom end and big wicks on the top end. Um, like I said, it's going to be bullish. Well, I expect it to be bullish. So there goes a sweep right there. Obviously, I wouldn't have taken this sweep because of Powell speaking, but it looks like that 30 is about to get hit right there. Yeah. So full TP on that second sweep right there. This is the one that I would have taken. I wouldn't have taken the first one. I would have waited for the second one. You can see right there that sweep went straight to full TP. Whenever I take an entry, I usually try to go for the farthest sweep. So whenever they're bunched up like this, there's two of them right next to each other. I'll usually just use the first one as a feeler, but I'll try to get in on the second one right here, which would have been this one. So if you guys caught that, nice work. Again, we have Powell speaking right now at 7 o'clock. So so it makes things a bit tricky. But like I said, Powell's gonna be dovish, so I'm expecting price to push back up higher. So if you guys want to look for that MPSV2 to the upside, looks like it's gonna start setting up right here. We have a pending buy signal. Um, Let me see if I could pull up Powell speaking. He should be speaking live. Let's see. All right. So he hasn't started speaking yet, but he's going to start speaking pretty soon. So they haven't started it up yet, but I mean, basically. So there's a pretty decent amount of setups today. We had a sweep right here that happened immediately on open, full TP on that one. We had MPSV2 full TP on that one. We had an earlier sweep right here for 20 points based off the ATR, and then the actual sweep over here on the second level, which hit full TP. A lot of these entries hit based off market manipulation though, so I wouldn't consider them like good entries or safe entries. Um, Obviously these are all tricky because there's no way we could have predicted that the spike was going to happen like this, right? The spike actually went straight to TP, because I'm assuming everybody's predicting that it's going to be bullish, right? I mean, I'm predicting it's going to be bullish too. It's a pretty common directional prediction for Powell. So yeah, luckily that one right there hit, but it would have been a very tricky entry to take. So let me just clean this up. I'll draw a new level right here. I'll just drop this down a little lower. So we're getting more buildup down here, guys. As you guys can see, we're getting more buildup of liquidity. So we're getting closer and closer to this lower liquidity that Sam was asking about this morning at 43,119. As price pushes lower, we're going to have some liquidity here kind of bunched up. Obviously, the more liquidity in an area, the better. Yeah, Sam said it should come eat below liquid. It's weird. Yeah. I was expecting that too. So I was expecting it to come down a little bit lower, eat the liquidity, and then come back up later. Um, but I mean, Powell hasn't even started speaking yet, so there's really no confirmation. The spikes in market right now are really based off just market manipulation and people gambling for the most part. All right, hasn't started yet. It's going to be starting pretty soon. We have an MPSV2 setting up right here for a buy, guys. We have a buy signal, retracement. This green candle could be the confirmation. So if we have a green candle that closes above this area right here where the blue line's at, opening price, this could be an MPSV2 for a buy. Looking at my markups over here, guys, the difference between the green markups and the blue markups is that the green markups are MPSV2s and the blue markups are sweeps. So that you guys have an idea of like what we're looking at there. All right, so as you wait for that, I'm going to finish setting up my Replicano. Just gotta fix the last of my accounts here. All right, looks like we're good. So it looks like I'm ready to start taking trades today if possible, or if I see anything. Um, yeah, looks good. All right, my Ninja is pretty much good to go. So I'll be looking for opportunities here for entry, guys. Obviously, like we said earlier, you guys might want to be a little careful because of the news. Well, not news, just Powell speaking. Yeah, just be cautious with you guys' entries. Let's see. Sam said maybe technical are in the bin today. Powell power dominating. Caution now for me. Yeah, it's all going to be news driven for now, guys. The technicals are going to be super big because whatever Powell says is going to push price, right? Again, if you look back at my daily outlook for the day right here, if Powell signals higher for longer, risk off rotation can drive fast selling into the 42,775 support zone. So here's the two different scenarios. There's basically two main scenarios that you guys can be looking out for. Is if Powell is not dovish, so if he's not dovish and he's hawkish, you can expect price to drop down to 42,775. So if that's the case, we'll expect pretty much a dump here to the support levels, right? Support levels are going to be way down here. The intraday support is going to be right here. It's probably not going to dump that far down, but or actually probably will. So we'll just have to wait to see what Powell says. He hasn't started speak, or he's going to start speaking now. We're now live. So they're starting to speak right now. Once Powell starts to speak, and depending on like if he's hawkish or dovish, if he's dovish, then expect price to push up, right? It can push up to 43,337. So if that's the case, expect price to push up to right here where this liquidity is sitting. If Powell is hawkish, so if he's hawkish, then expect price to drop down to the support levels down here. If he's dovish, expect him to push up to the liquidity up here. So there's just it's not super difficult to see where price is likely to push to. You just got to wait for the market to actually react to whatever Powell's going to say. Price is now kind of coming down a little bit. So if you guys are looking for that sweep from earlier, this is a sweep that Sam was talking about. I personally, I don't know if I would take the sweep right there right now because Powell is about to get on the mic. As soon as he gets on the mic, which is probably going to be in the next 10 minutes, um, you're going to see some sort of hard push, right? Right now, they're just doing the intros, discussing what they're going to be talking about today, what they're going to be asking Powell. Um, they haven't really gone into the actual meat of the testimony yet. So just be careful, guys, if you guys are looking to take entries. I mean, obviously, I'd be looking for some buys here. I do expect Powell to be dovish. So you can see over here prices coming down. I think this is all market manipulation. I think right here price is just coming down to lower in the sellers, and then as soon as Powell says something good, price is going to come spiking right back up. So we're getting a big spike right here now, guys. Looks like there may be a possible sweep right there, but this thing spiked right past your level right there, Sam. Spiked down about 25 points. It was like a 1 second spike because it was right here just a few seconds ago and it came down, spiked, pushed right back up. So we might get a sweep right here at that 119, but you know, like what Sam just said earlier, you know, a lot of this stuff is just news driven now. So I don't know if 30 points would be good. The ATR is currently at 27 right now, so maybe cut down to 25. If you want to keep it at 30, I mean, feel free to keep it at 30. Just keep in mind that a lot of the stuff here could be possible manipulation. Powell hasn't started speaking yet. He'll be speaking soon. Price is pushing back up right there. Gotcha. So Sam got in, he got out at 20. Nice work, Sam. So full TP there, 30 for the sweep. If anybody caught that sweep right there. I was tempted to get in, bro. When I saw it come down like that and I saw the big wick, I was tempted to get in late, but you know, I was just playing it safe here. So nice work on catching that, Sam. 20 points off that sweep right there. Hit the full 30, but Sam got out at 20. Nice. Brock said he ate the move at 43,119. Good slippage, and he got out for the day. Nice work, Brock. Okay, guys, with that said, looks like liquidity is now dumped down a little lower. So if price doesn't drop any lower from where it's currently at right now, the next area for opportunity would be next area of opportunity would be down here at the value low. So we got the market profile down there at value low. Again, my bias for today is still going to be bullish, guys. So I'm mainly looking for buys here. If you guys are going to be looking for a possible MPSV2, this buy signal still hasn't provided MPSV2 yet. The ATR is pretty high. It's currently at 28, 26, 28. So just keep that in mind. You probably want to stick to a 30-30 TP stop loss for time being at least. So right here we have a possible MPSV2 setting up. In order for us to get a buy MPSV2, we need to get a green candle that closes around this area right here, opening price. Brock said now all buyers are jumping into the ship. Not sure if the market is done tricking retailers. Yeah, you guys just want to be a little careful there. So again, if you want to take this as an MPSV2, guys, look for price to break and close above this blue line right there. For me personally, I think I'm going to hold off on MPSV2s right now because, I mean, I don't know what Powell's going to do to really push price. He hasn't started speaking yet. They're still covering the outline for today's meeting. Again, right here, this is going to be a possible MPSV2. If this green candle closes above this blue line right here that I drew up, this is going to be an MPSV2 for a buy. As much as I'd like to take a buy entry right now, I think this is going to be kind of tricky because Powell could get on the mic at any moment. As soon as he gets on the mic, I mean, it's all up for grabs at that point. So this candle here hasn't closed above the blue line. We got about 20 seconds left on it. Again, it needs to close above the blue line for entry. All right, hasn't closed above it yet, guys. I'm looking at the Super Dom right now. There's a lot of action going on. All right, so there's no MPSV2 yet, guys. Again, the green candle has to close above this area right now. Until it closes above this area, there's not going to be an MPSV2. It's got to close above this blue line.
Risk measures of long-term expectations remain consistent.
So Powell's speaking. I don't know why they don't change the camera. The camera's still facing him, but Powell's the one that's speaking right now.
Dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. With the labor market at or near maximum employment and inflation remaining somewhat elevated, the Federal Open Market Committee has maintained the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5% since the beginning of the year. We've also continued to.
All right, so Powell has good things to say, obviously, or it seems like at least he's got good things to say right now. We got price pushing up slightly. I'm trying to follow the super dom, but this thing's pushing around like super heavy. Like it's pushing around pretty crazy right now. It's looking at all the orders coming in. So it looks like we're gonna get a consolidation right here. I'm just looking at the super dom to see like where people are trading. It looks like we're gonna sit around the 160 price point. So right now we're currently at 166. I think it's gonna range and consolidate around this lower area right here, at least for a little bit. So I'm just looking at where all the orders are coming in from, and that just seems like the area where it's pretty much sitting at.
Maximum employment and price stability.
So Powell's just speaking. He's reading off his
5 minutes for questions. Over the past few weeks,
All right, they're going to start questioning Powell here now, guys. So this is where the big moves are going to start to kind of chop in because this is where the important information is going to start trickling in. So they're asking Powell's questions directly now. He had his opening statement, and then now we're going to see here if price ends up. And the thing is, you don't really have to follow what Powell's saying directly, guys. Just make sure to pay attention to this area right here because if price pushes above, then it's going to be dovish, and we're going to expect price to push up to this area up here, of course, right? So just kind of see how market reacts to time. It's 7:17 right now. Powell will probably be speaking for the next 30 minutes. Um, Price is either going to sit here down the middle until Powell says something, but the thing to look out for is just see how price reacts to it. Because if it's dovish, then expect price to push up to liquidity. If it's hawkish, then expect price to push down to support right here. Right? We're not too far from it. We have support right here, and then we have liquidity up here. So obviously, I'm still going to have bullish bias here. The MPSV2 hasn't came up. We have a sell signal here now, so no longer going to be an MPSV2 for a buy. Might have an MPSV2 for a sell, unless another buy signal here comes up. Let's see, Brock said I think another zone of interest is around 43,190 as potential bearish shift area, maybe moderate. 43,190. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Price is already here though, so price is already below 43,190. Um, yeah, if it stays below here, then possibly basically below the opening price. If price stays below the opening price and it pulls down lower to the support, then I could see that as a bearish shift. But it really just depends on like what Powell's tone is. I think, traditionally Powell's tone is pretty dovish, so I'm expecting price to actually push up higher. So I mean, we'll see. There's no need to force anything here, guys. You guys can see that price is really just consolidating down here right now. So what I would say is just wait for some actual movement. Don't trade within this chop. Wait for price to actually push out of that area, which could, obviously be happening pretty soon. There's a lot of live news happening right now too. So we have also Trump over here leaving for the NATO summit. And then also there's just a lot of things. So also with the geopolitical stuff, I think Israel is accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire. There's just a lot of stuff, guys. Honestly, there's no one thing to look at. There's so many other things here to kind of just pay attention to. So you just you probably just want to follow it as consistently as possible. But the main focus right now is going to be Powell, of course. All right, so we got price pushing up right there. Like I said earlier, if price pushes up and we have that dovish tone, expect it to push up to liquidity up here. So I'll be looking for a big bullish push and then possibly, a sweep up here at the daily resistance. I mean, ideally, I'd like to take buys, but not quite much here to work with at the moment. All right. So we got price currently sitting right here. I'm gonna take this liquidity off, or I could leave it up for now. It's previous liquidity. The ATR has dropped down to 21. ATR is not super high. So we're now getting this bullish push, guys. Same bullish push that we just talked about. So what I'm looking for here is a possible MPSV2. We have a buy signal, MPSV2, which would be pending. We're currently at the point of control for market profile. So if you look at the market profile for today, guys, it's actually respecting the range pretty nicely. So the point of control is right here down the middle, and price is respecting it pretty nicely down there. Let's see, question from Sam. Sam said, sorry, Sam, I just saw your messages right now. Big candle staying out, 43, 197. Yeah, so he was looking for a sell sweep at 43, 197, which was right here. Yeah, it swept. Oh, yeah, so you're right. It was exactly at my liquidity right there. I actually didn't have it marked up, but I did have my level of sweep right there. There's no confluences aside from the point of control, but yeah, there was a sweep that happened right there. So quick 15-point sweep. Not a big one, but quick one right there. So what I'd like to see here, guys, is I want to see a low get established around this area. So what I want to see is I want to see some sort of low here. What I'd like to see is price push up a little bit, come down, establish a low somewhere around here, push back up, retrace, and then come back up higher for a W shape, right? The reason why I want that is because we have all of these confluences right here down the middle, right? We got point of control, we have opening price, we have intraday resistance, Globex high, local exhaustion, all around this area. So what I want to see here is I want to see a low get established around here. See how price is kind of pushing back and forth? I want to see price kind of push up a little bit, retrace, establish a low right here, and then once it establishes the low at that point, I'll look for it to push up, come back down for that retest, and then I'll get in for my sweep somewhere around here, right? All right, so I want to see some consolidation around here. Ideally, I'd like to see some consolidation if possible. So right now we currently have a high that's currently pending, but I would like price to kind of dump down a little bit. So I get a low right here, and then give me that opportunity for entry here for a sweep. Otherwise, there's an MPSV2 that could be setting up right here. We have a buy signal. We need to get a red retracement candle. If we can get that, then we'll look for price to possibly push up, retrace, and push back up from there. Basically a break and retest off structure right here, which is a point of control. So you guys can see our price is currently within the point of control at the moment. There's a 1 minute chart. So it's currently breaking and retesting off the point of control as we speak. This is a 1 minute time frame. So break and retest right there off the point of control that we just said was coming up. So we got that right there. Price is pushing up. So it's pretty much dovish. It's doing exactly what I just warned you guys about earlier. So I said Powell's probably going to be dovish, and the target area for here is going to be the liquidity above. So I mean, it's looking good for the most part.
Well, at this point, Iran is seeing a
So let's see what we got. They're discussing the Iran stuff right now with Powell. Let's see. What's up, FF? We had a couple opportunities here that came up. So we had a sweep here. This was probably the cleanest sweep that we had for the day. So right here on open, we had a liquidity that was sitting right here near the intraday resistance. This was a first initial entry. So market opened up, came down to sweep, and it went straight up to TP for 30 points. Then we had an MPSV2 that came up right here, also full TP for 30 points. We had a couple smaller sweeps right here. I wouldn't have taken this one right here because there was two sweeps that are right next to each other. However, this one over here I would have taken. It looks like it was a good entry, but the problem with this was that this was all manipulated move. This happened right when Powell was about to start speaking, so price was kind of dripping down a little bit and then it shot straight up. So I would consider this more of a lucky move versus more of a controlled move. And then we had another sweep down here. So there's a couple entries that came up. The best entries I think were the first two ones though. So the sweep right here because it was so perfect. It literally came down, tapped the liquidity, and shot right back up. And then the MPSV2 right here. These over here were a little more tricky because Powell started speaking at 7 o'clock, and that's when these entries came up. Same with this one right here. Price kind of was getting manipulated when Powell started speaking, and then it swept right there and pushed right back up. But yeah, Powell is currently speaking right now, so we could expect
right now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
a lot of, uncertainty. The weird thing here is that so usually they leave the camera just on Powell, so you can see when Powell's speaking. But for some reason here they keep putting it on the house who's asking questions. So it's kind of hard to tell when Powell's actually speaking unless you have the volume up. All right, so we have an MPSV2 setting up right here, guys. We have a buy signal retracement on this red candle. If this candle closes green, this is going to be an MPSV2 for a buy. Again, I'm a little cautious with the MPSV2s right now. I'm mainly looking for the sweeps. So if you guys want to take this, I'll mark it up for you guys. The candle here is a little choppy, so you got to make sure it actually closes green to take entry here. So see how that candle right there chopped, and at the last second it closed green. This is what I'm worried about when I take these MPSV2s. So I didn't take this entry here, and you can see right there how that green candle that came down at the very last second, right? That's why I don't like taking these types of MPSV2s, especially when there's news like this, testimony going on, especially Powell. So I didn't take that entry right there, but you guys can see how these candles are starting to be a little tricky. Ideally, I think the sweeps would just make the most sense, guys. If you guys want to take entries, I would probably wait for sweeps. There's a new sweep area right here that's starting to produce. Yeah, FF said these testified days like to chop. Exactly. That's why I'm on choppy days or ranging days, I prefer to look for sweeps. We're in the middle of a summer market, so I like to prefer sweeps versus MPSV2s. I mean, MPSV2s are fine, but you're going to get caught in a lot of manipulation because of the chop happening. So if you guys remembered yesterday, I mentioned, there's three different directions that price will typically move, right? You'll see price push up like this. You'll see price push down like this. And you'll see price chop and range like this, right? In these types of markets right here, use MPSV2s. In these types of markets right here, use sweeps, right? We're in a big chop right here. I mean, it looks like price was moving directional. So if you kind of I zoomed out here a little bit, it looks like price was initially moving directional, right? So initially pushed up, initially pushed down. But if you look at it from a bigger picture, price is really just going back and forth. We're in a huge range right now. So what do you do in a huge range like this? You look for sweeps, right? That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for opportunities of sweeps here. So my next sweep zone is probably going to be right here if price ends up pushing up higher. We need this to push up a little bit higher past this higher high so we can get that set up. And then if price comes back down, I'll be looking for possible sweep right back down here, right? Look, price come down, sweep, come right back up. Not looking for it yet, but I will be waiting for it. Yeah, Barack said part of the camera crew is too busy trading. The guys assigned to cover Powell. Yeah, it's weird. Uh, because I haven't seen the camera on Powell this whole time. Usually they switch up, but not this time. All right, so we're getting back into this back and forth area. I think the MPSV2 might still be running, or I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Ideally, I'm looking for a sweep though. Okay, so with price kind of pushed up like that, my sweep area is going to be down here at what is it, 192? Yeah, so I'll be looking for possible sweep right here at the 192.
Order submitted.
All right, so I'll be looking for a possible sweep right there at the 192. I don't know if price will get down to that point.
Order submitted.
If price doesn't come down, then I'll cancel it. I don't know, I said order submitted twice. Weird. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, whatever. I'm still looking for opportunities here. So we'll be looking for possible opportunities here for entries. Um, my sweep level is going to be down here for a buy. So I don't know if price will ever come back down to this area. It's 733 right now, so I'll just leave it there for a bit so I don't forget about it. But that's gonna be my area for sweep if price does come back down. Powell's still speaking. They're pretty much going down one by one. Asking Powell questions. Well, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, that's going to be the only area of sweep right there. There's going to be a couple different opportunity price points right here. So we have let's see, we got there's just a couple different confluences. So we have a sweep level right here, which is liquidity. If you want to get in any lower, there's also opening price. There's also resistance down here and the point of control, which is slightly above it. So there's a couple different areas there to look out for. But this is going to be the liquidity that I'll be possibly looking for the sweep from. So if you guys want to wait for a lower area, I mean, you could always get in from the opening price down here. But it looks like the volatility here is starting to die down, guys. ATR is currently at 19. So earlier we were at like 27, 28 ATR. It dropped down to 25, 24. Now it's down to 19. So it's below 20. What I might have to do is I might have to adjust the target to 20 points. I'll leave it as is at 30 right now, but if I want to change it up, then I'll change it up to 20 a little later if it gets filled. There's also an MPSV2 that's setting up right here too, guys. We have a buy signal, retracement. If this green candle closes above this area here, so that one didn't close above this area. If it closes above this area right here, this is going to be an MPSV2 for a buy. If that's the case, price might push up to the next level of liquidity up there and possibly a continuation further. Steven said market is choppy today. Yeah, it is. It's choppy mainly because Powell is speaking. A lot of people aren't looking to take risks right now. They're kind of just sitting out of the market, waiting for something to happen or waiting for the market to react. So not really expecting too much here, but I am looking for a possible sweep if possible. I'm looking at the overall bias right now. Overall bias is pretty bullish, guys, as we speak. So looking over here at and I'll show you guys real quick. So looking over here on the 1 minute prices above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Same with the 5 minute price above the pivots, trend meter green, pivots are angling up. Same with the 10 minute. So lower time frames over here are all bullish, right? Looking over here at the higher time frames, also bullish, right? We have the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute prices above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. Yeah, that's kind of what we see right here so far. Again, I'm looking for a possible sweep to happen around this area, but again, I need price to actually come down to this lower point. I don't know if this will happen anytime soon. We also have an MPSV2 setting up over here as well. So if price closes above this area green, this will be a possible MPSV2. If price comes down here to the liquidity, I'll be looking for that liquidity sweep for price to grab it and come right back up. We got Powell speaking, so again,
because we're not paying it.
there's just I don't think they're really drilling down on like stuff that's important. So Pal's not currently speaking at the moment. She's currently speaking, asking questions, and then we'll obviously see how Pal responds to it. So you typically don't see reaction when Pal's not speaking, right? So right now, price is kind of just sitting flat, not much really happening. But as soon as she's done speaking and Pal speaks,
And for home builders and everybody else, that's in the long run, that is the single thing that Congress has assigned us to do.
Do you see where I'm coming from? It is.
okay, they're both just arguing with each other. They're talking about the housing market right now. If you guys want to watch it, you can just search up CNBC Powell and it should come up. If you guys want to watch it, I can't like leave it on volume right now because it's a little loud. But for the most part, they're just kind of going back and forth discussing housing at the moment. So no MPSV2 here right now, guys. As you guys can see, the buy signal or the buy candle never pushed up. We have a sell signal here now. So there's no longer going to be an MPSV2 for a buy at the moment. Maybe for a sell, but not right now for a buy. So just sit tight. I'm looking for my sweep here to come up, but there's no opportunities for sweep just yet. So we got price kind of just sitting there, guys. Unfortunately, so we had that sweep earlier in the morning, but unfortunately my setup wasn't ready. All right, we got price still sitting here down the middle. All right. So we still don't got much going on, guys. Price is still just sitting down the middle. All right, we're inching closer to my sweep level. Again, I'm not really jumping into anything. I'm just waiting for my levels to get reached. All right, price is pushing up. It's currently bouncing off the value high market profile. It's just kind of sitting there right now. Let's go back to the 30-minute time frame, see what's around this area. Yeah, it's currently at the market profile right there. You guys can see the value high. Cool that. All right, guys, we got price pushing up higher. So it's doing exactly what we anticipated earlier, guys. So I mentioned earlier Powell's going to be dovish, and that's exactly what he's doing. So price is pushing up over here to the liquidity above. Ideally, I want to take buys, so I'm looking for liquidity from the bottom end over here, which price never came down to fill. I still have my pending order just kind of just hanging out right there, so I'll be waiting for it. 742 right now, so I'm not sure if my sweep right here will get filled. If anything, an MPSV2 may come up next. We have a buy signal. We're looking for a possible retracement. So buy signal, a retracement confirmation. Once you get that confirmation, that could be a possible MPSV2 for a buy. However, like I said earlier, we're currently in a choppy market, so I'm not really looking to get into MPSV2s at the moment. Ideally, I'd want price to come back down here and fill my sweep. There's a new level of sweep right here, but I'm not going to take it. There's no confluences around this area. I still be looking for my sweep to get filled from down here. So if you guys want to take an MPSV2, I'll mark it up for you guys if and when it comes up, which should be coming up pretty soon. I personally just don't feel comfortable taking MPSV2s right now. Yeah, Sam said just staying out at the moment. Took one stop loss, so 3 wins, 1 loss for the day. Structure bullish for me now. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It's bullish. It's been bullish for me since price pushed up from the lower sweep. So as soon as Powell started speaking, it's been pretty bullish for me. Um, like I said earlier, my targets are going to be the upper liquidities that we marked up. So I'm mainly focused on taking buys today if possible. It's just my sweep level is a little far down. So like, let's see from current price. So this is actually good. I like that the sweep is a little far off because I like seeing about a 100-point move before I get into my sweep area. 50 to 100 points. And the ATR is getting really low, guys. The ATR now is currently at 16. So we were at 19 earlier, we're now at 16. With that said, I'm expecting price here to stay pretty solid on the sideways move. Yeah, not really expecting too much to happen here. Again, my sweep level is down here, guys. I got my pending limit order just hanging out, waiting. Powell's still speaking, but they're not touching on any critical topics right now, it seems like, because I mean nothing's happening. Nobody really cares, right? There's no movement in the market. Um, I mean, a lot of movement in general didn't really happen. So 7 o'clock over here, this is when Powell started speaking. So price dropped about 77 points and price pushed up about 90 points. So not really a big push with regard to direction, at least not yet. But we'll see. All right. So we got price pushing up higher. Price pushing up, but hasn't pulled back to our sweep areas. All right. All right, we got price kind of coming down a little bit. Looks like we might be able to get, I doubt it, but looks like if price does drop any lower, we might be able to get to that sweep level, but it's just not looking like it, guys. Volatility is too low. We're currently at 15 ATR. Yeah, not much. All right, so looking at this right here, I mean, I was looking for price to maybe come down a little lower to fill our sweep, but it's not looking like it's going to happen, guys. The volatility here is really low. We're currently at 14 ATR now. That's extremely low compared to what we were looking at prior, which was like at 28. So earlier this morning, we were at like 28 ATR down here. It looks like nothing's really happening with Powell's testimony at the moment. I mean, it looks like people are leaving. If you look over here, there's not even that many people that are present for Powell's testimony. Um, it seems like a lot of the key stuff is probably going to happen tomorrow, which is okay. Seems like they're just asking their questions and then leaving. Um, so with that said, I mean, I think price here might just stay flat. If you guys want to look for anything here, I mean, feel free to pop into the chat, guys, if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I mean, it's 7:50 right now, so we're getting really close to my cutoff, which is 8 o'clock right here. Looks like we're starting to get into a tight consolidation now. So this right here looks like tight consolidation down the middle. Again, my sweep level is down here, so there's actually an MPSV2 that's currently running, guys. I didn't even see it because it was moving so slow. But there's an MPSV2 that's currently running right here. Not in the position, of course. I wouldn't take it. The volatility is too low. But it is running and it's probably going to go sideways for a bit. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people here took some time off. Some people already pulled off for the day, so looks like Shivam got off earlier. I didn't realize he got off, but it's probably the best decision because there's nothing else going on here. Yeah, Shivam said, catch you guys tomorrow calling it. Brock said, I feel that this market will drop a surprise spike considering the bottom liquidity. It's so slow going up, almost like compression. Yeah, I agree. Brock said, see y'all tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow, guys. Good for the day. Hate it when it's this slow. Yeah, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cancel my order, guys. I don't think my sweep's gonna get filled. So there's a possible sweep level right here, but I canceled mine because there's just no volatility.
Order canceled.
There you go, order canceled. So I'm out of that position right there. Brock's done for the day. CJ said Jerome came and Powell the market at 14 ATR. I know there's not really much going on here. You guys can see the consolidation is happening up here. The ATR is very, very low. I mean, it's lower than usual. It's currently at 15, which is kind of surprising because you'd expect it to be a little more volatile when Powell's speaking, especially when he's speaking live. But it seems like nobody is looking to get into the market right now. Everyone's pretty much just sitting out waiting, which is what we were doing. I was looking for my sweep down here, so I was just waiting for it to trickle down a little bit, fill my sweep, and come back up. Yeah, the ATR is currently at 15. If the ATR gets any lower, guys, so right now it's currently at 15. If it drops down to 14, 13, etc., at that point, just be aware that it's going to it's going to it's just going to consolidate even further. So let's zoom out a little bit. I mean, you can see here, price is just in a big range. This is why for me, I was like, okay, great. If we're in this big range right here, I'm gonna be waiting for it to come down and fill my sweep, but it's moving too slow to get down there to even begin with. If you look over here at the market profile is a perfect example of like market ranging. So the thing with this here is that market is respecting the market profile, which is great. So this is the range right here for market profile. You can see it's not aligned perfectly, but for the most part, it's pretty much aligned for them. As aligned as it can be. So this is the range right here, value high, value low. Straight chop market right here. Price pushed up a little bit, came back down, pushed back up. And then when it gets to this higher point, it'll probably come right back down. So looking at this over here at my main chart, guys, we do have sweep levels from up here. So again, if price did push up high enough, my sweep level would have been from right here because this is the daily resistance, right? We have the daily resistance one right here, continuation point. Two things that you guys can look for here, which may happen after the live session is over with, is you can look for price to maybe push up here and then possibly sweep from right there or sweep from right here. Another thing that you can look for is if price stays above this area, possible break and retest from that zone there, because this will be the continuation point to the upside. So there's a couple of things here that you want to look out for. If price pushes up higher, say for example, Powell starts to say things that are very dovish for the market, if that becomes the case, then look for price to push up, possibly sweep from this area slightly, break above it, and continue up higher. That's just kind of where I'm looking for price to go. If price pushes down, which I don't really expect it to, because I don't expect Powell to just get hawkish all of a sudden. If that's the case, then price may push down to the support and bounce back up. But again, my daily report for today said that market was going to be bullish with caution. That's exactly what happened today. Market opened up here at opening price, and then it remained bullish for the most part. So it pushed bullish right here, came back for the correction, and then swung right back up. Let's see, Sam said 43,283 and 43,305 is his sell sweep, but very low ATR. So Sam's trying to get in right here at 238. Or wait, 238, 283. So Sam's trying to get in right here at 283, which is not bad. Your sweep level right there is close to my value high. So you do have a confluence right there. Obviously, I would try to get in from the value high. And then your next level is at 305, which is the same as mine up here. So So I would just be a little cautious. I mean, there's a lot of levels here for sweep. The only problem with these levels for sweep is that there's no confluences nearby. The closest confluence would be up here. The reason why I'm looking to take this one up here was because it lines up with the Asia high. So we have a sweep level right here. It also lines up with the daily R resistance 1, and then also with the Asia high on the same exact price point. So that's where I would be looking to take entry. Looks like your entry might have filled right here for your initial sweep, Sam. The ATR is really low though, so I'd probably go for a smaller target, maybe even 10 points, 10 or 15 points there, because volatility is pretty low. It's already pushed down about 10 points. I think 10 points would have been solid. 15 is on its way down. It looks like 10 would have been good. Yeah, Sam said market's bullish, so can't take sells. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really take any sells here. I'd look for that overextension, right? So that's why I'm looking to take maybe possible sells up here, because at this point, price would be overextended, right? I like to look for that about 100-point push. So if you aim from down here, this is obviously 150 points. If you aim from this previous low right here, this would be closer to that 100 points right there for sweep. Did you get into that one right there, Sam? You're at 283. Lined up with my value high right here. I also had liquidity sitting right there as well. Had liquidity right here, but like we said earlier, it's a bit of a tricky place to be taking entry. We now have liquidity sitting up here now, though. I think this would be better, to be honest. This one would probably be a little better because it's gonna be right at the value high. So if we do get a retest of that area, possibly. Yeah, I wouldn't have taken that trade either, Sam. I'm glad it hit though. Analysis still played through. The only problem is that market's bullish, so I preferably would be looking for buys here. There was a sweep right here that happened off the value high. Possibly another sweep right here, but it's a little too low. All right, guys, I think this is going to be it for the day. Unfortunately, there's nothing here that I could have taken. I missed the earlier entry here on open because I was trying to fix my laptop this morning after my update. I feel like this happens once a year. Once a year, my laptop automatically updates for whatever reason overnight, and then I have to reset the entire Ninja and Replicano. But it's all good. So with that said, guys, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll take a screenshot over here of our entries for the day so that you guys can see what came up. Unfortunately, there just wasn't anything for me to take personally. I mean, all the good entries that came up during the time where I wasn't able to get into anything there. So there are the setups. Price came down, swept the value high here again. So you guys can see where the sweep happened right there, directly off the value high. All right. Yeah, exactly. Sam said, what a dump from that level. Yeah, it came down pretty sharp and then it bounced directly off my value high right here too for market profile. It's all good. Would have been nice if we could have caught something here. I had my liquidity kind of hanging out right there, but it's all good. We have a whole week ahead of us, guys. Today's Tuesday, so it's really early in the week. Um we have another couple days here, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, we will be back here tomorrow for the next live session. But yeah, here are the entries for the day, guys. We had a sweep that happened immediately on open. We had an MPSV2 right here. Two smaller sweeps that were more low quality because Powell started speaking around this time. Initial sweep right here once Powell started speaking. and then nothing from there. We look for possible sweeps around this area, possible sweeps from up here as well. But there just never was enough volatility for price to reach those points. The ATR is currently at 17. So again, we're going to expect some sideways move probably until maybe 10 o'clock today. So Powell is still speaking right now, but I mean, it's pretty anticlimactic. A lot of people are leaving the conference already, and he'll be speaking again tomorrow. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time for Wednesday's live trading session. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.